People, I got a lot of really good response from you guys last card video that I did, and you really liked these. I'm gonna call it a book box card. You could call it a shadow box card, but you guys really seem to like them, so I did make up a batch. And I wanted to make up a batch because I wanted to get good at it, so that when I do the tutorial, I can explain things really well. So this is my first one, and I used a paper collection from Carolyn's Musings, and this is a gingerbread collection. On the outside I did added 2 little gingerbread people. Look how cute they are. And the Joy to the World, the sentiment is separate. I don't know where I purchased that, but Joy to the World. And then I layered some snowflakes on there. Now, on this one, I did put a closure, and it just slides underneath here. And then it opens like this. And look how cute that is. So I turned it into a shaker. And what's really cool about these is there's a ton of room in there. So if you wanted to, you could put a whole bunch of shaker stuff in there. I didn't put that much, but it's still really fun. So I put these little corner pieces on here, and then this paper collection did not. Oh goodness, I mixed 2 paper collections. I also used one from my porch prints, and then this is just a clip art that I picked up somewhere. And the reason why I wanted to add the Santa was the gingerbread people have red on them, and obviously this collection is very blue and white and a little bit of tan. But the gingerbread people had the pops of red, so I was like, oh, that's Santa, and then it'll tie the red in. So you'll have to tell me what you think. There's the side, and then you write your message obviously here. And I think it's just so cute. So I'll do that after. And there's the back. So there's card number 1. All right, let's go with a little bit more traditional colors, not necessarily traditional, but somewhat. And that is this. And this has got the kind of tealy green instead of the foresty green. This paper collection, let me look really quick, because you're gonna want to know. Eternal Tale Pages is where I got this one. And these are all 5x7 book box cards. And I did notice in one of my other videos that I had a lot of glue strings, so I apologize for that. So what I did was I printed this fox twice. I fussy cut the tail and popped it up. I fussy cut the head and popped it up as well. Added a flower and some holly and leaves and some snowflakes. And then another one of those sentiments from that collection that I can't tell you where I got it from. So here's what it looks like on the side. And the reason why I really like these is because you can print this paper. To me, this is like kind of, in a way, it's sort of wasted paper, So you wouldn't want to use your graphic 45 beautiful, you know, very expensive paper. So you could just, I like that I could just print these and then it's no big deal. So there's the back with beautiful pine cones. And then this one doesn't have a closure because it stays closed really, really well. So it opens like this. Oh my goodness, is that too cute? Look at that. A different little fox. And I used it wasn't a cotton ball. It was, I don't know. But I wanted to pop it in there to kind of look snowy. We got the snowflakes. We got the different layers of flowers and pine needles and ornaments hanging. Just poinsettias. I just love it. I love it. And then I have this pull-out tag, which slides right behind the snow. I used my trusty craft knife, and I cut the slit in that so that my little fox in front of the door would fit down in there, and then you could write your message on the back of that. So, all right, guys, you know I'm going to ask you which is your favorite. You guys were really good last time. Very proud. Let's see. Let's go with this one. So I did this one in landscape. I'm going to have a drink of tea real quick. I did put a closure on this one because this one didn't want to stay closed as well. So I just put a bow. And then I found this sentiment in my stash. It says, I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. And it has some little blue snowflakes. That just opens like that. And then this opens up. And look at that sweet girl inside there. So I used her last year on some cards and sold the cards that had her. I think she's just precious. I love her so much. And I just thought she needed to be in a shadow box card. So I have these icicles hanging down, this little snowflake, kind of like a garland. And then I added some snowy pieces of stuff I had in my stash. And then up at the top, I fussy cut this snowbank so that the place where you write your message could tuck right in there. So that's that one. All right, let's go back to somewhat traditional colors, and that is this one. And again, I use the Carolyn's Musings paper collection. I don't know who that winter one is. It's just kind of like snowy backgrounds and stuff. But again, I used this sentiment from that little collection that I have. And this is like a gingerbread house. And we've got snowflakes. I put a little Rudolph, like it's at the top of the little peak there. And then I have my little flat back gingerbread people, which were perfect. Absolutely perfect for this. So this just unties and you open it up. And look how pretty that is on the inside. Again, I made this into a shaker. And we've got the little gingerbread house in the background. We have 3 gingerbread people popped up. We've got some ornaments and candy canes on the tree. And we've got another gingerbread person right here. And then we've got all of our snow that rolls around in there. Then over on this side, this is from the Carolyn Musings paper collection, the gingerbread. And this comes with it. This is a little envelope. And then I just cut that slit right there so we could tuck all our goodies in there. So we have this cutie, Always Fresh Gingerbread Bakery. And then we actually have a gingerbread cookie recipe that goes in it and tells you how long to cook it for, awesome. And then a little tag. So these 3 things tuck right into that envelope. All right, I really like that one. I like all of them for just different reasons. Okay, let's go back to winter. And I use that same sentiment. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. And these little fairies I bought from an Etsy store. And I paper pieced her, so I cut her hair and her arms would be kind of above the rest of her. And then we have the snowflakes, and then I did stickle the tree and her wings and some of that. All right, here we go. Ta-da! Sorry, I didn't mean to sing that. So again, I used the icicles. I used a snowflake trim. We have a Christmas tree back here, and then I just used lots of elements of wintry things that I had in my stash. And then this is a different little fairy girl so that's the front one. I mean, maybe it's the same girl, I don't know, different hairdo. And then I made this tag, and you can write your message right on the tag, only it has glue stuck on it. And look at that pretty background. Ooh, pretty. Okay. And last but not least, we have this card. And this again is from that Eternal Tale Pages. So it's the same one as the Fox card. It's that same collection, except the Santa is just some clip art I had in my stash. So pretty tree on the front. I added some leaves and some berries. Our sentiment is a little wood piece from Hobby Lobby, a couple of flowers, and a little flat back Rudolph there. This one also doesn't have a closure. I hope to be able to make these to where they don't need closures. That's my goal. So that's why I needed some practice before I did the tutorial, but I absolutely will be doing a tutorial, so don't you worry. So that opens up like this, and you got the snow globe in there. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to move the camera. So you could see how there's little snowballs and little glittery stuff in this actual snow globe. It says Merry Christmas. We got some ornaments and these little flat back poinsettias on each corner. We got the bow with the little tiny gingerbread person, and then we have a little snowman right there. And then on this side, look how pretty that paper is. I just, you know, I'm a very traditional colored person for Christmas, but I did like the slight kind of teal aspect of this collection. So again, I used my craft knife. I cut a slit so the snowbank could hold the place for you to write your sentiment. So there you go. All right, guys, you're gonna have to tell me, please, please, please. I you know, it helps me out so much when you tell me which one you like best and why. So I hope you will continue to help me out with that. And just know that there will be a tutorial probably coming within the next week to 10 days on how to make these. But thanks for watching. These will all be listed on Etsy by this afternoon. And if you're interested in purchasing from me, I'm getting ready to run a huge journal sale. I have a lot of journals that have not sold, and I'm going to have a fire sale. And I mean fire sale. So let me know. Thanks for watching. Happy scrappy day. Bye, guys.